Got a question for you. Let's say you're a chauffeur on the Vegas Boulevard, having fun, doing really well at it. Why would you give it all up and become a tour guide? I'm going to answer that question right after this.
You're watching Mark Anthony, the Vegas Tourist.
Well, folks, welcome back to my channel. I am Mark Anthony, and yes, I am the Vegas Tourist. I would like to start back up again my series of Ask the Vegas Tour. I want to know what your questions are about traveling to Vegas, traveling elsewhere, doing tours, things like that. What is your question? Okay, I'm a certified international tour director. Okay, I've been up and down the entire West Coast here, from the Canadian Rockies to Copper Canyon, Mexico. All right, and I've lived in Vegas since 2001. So if you have a question, I probably have the answer to it. So to start this, I would like to start with me. How did I go from being a chauffeur on the Strip to being a tour guide, tour director? So here's my answer. I moved here from Minnesota in 2001. I was a chauffeur on the Strip. Now, Vegas back then was booming, really booming. 2001, they just broke the million mark as far as population goes. 5 years later, we were going to double that. By 2006, we were at 2 million people. So in 5 years, we literally doubled our population. Plus, the Strip just was in a steady boom period. It was an amazing time. Being a chauffeur, I worked mostly nights from like 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. and being in all of that for so long, yeah, there's a lot of things I saw. One of the things I learned really early, never say that you've seen it all, because the moment you say that you've seen it all, someone's going to get in the back of your limo there and show you have not seen it all. Well, about 2005, I was starting to feel burnout. Okay, just too much of everything, overload. Again, I'm a simple man from Minnesota. Okay, so a fellow chauffeur friend of mine said, "Mark, I just interviewed for the perfect job for you." I said, "For me?" He goes, "Yeah, you have a head full of useless trivia." I took that as a compliment. And so I did. So I had applied for the job that he had applied for, and he didn't take, but I took it because it sounded interesting. Got me off of the Strip. My background is I love modern American history. I love everything that happened in the last 100 or so years. Okay, and Vegas packed a lot of stuff in those 100 and some odd years. And being a chauffeur, I got to meet people from all over the world, and that fascinated me. I've always wanted to know why people are where they are. How did they get there? How did this happen? How did that happen? Why, so this kind of fit into that niche. I just didn't know that there was a niche for that. I mean, I knew people took tours and there were people who guided tours. I just didn't know that people were making a career out of it. And now here I was hired to do that. And so one of the first companies that I applied for hired me. And as a tour guide, the first tour that they put you on or they train you for is Hoover Dam, because it is a half day. It is very easy. There's not much there, quote unquote. And that's what they do. So this particular tour operator used buses. And I was the step-on. I was the guide. I got everyone on board. I got everybody off, did all of the narrations, and somebody else drove. All right. Well, before they train you, they send you out with somebody and you observe them. Well, it really bothered me because the person that they sent me out with, personally, I thought was a freaking moron. Okay. You have basically a 40-minute trip from Vegas to Boulder City to Hoover Dam. Okay. During that way, he's talking for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then he plays a video about the building of Hoover Dam. And I'm sitting there going, we're going to go see Hoover Dam. Why are we seeing a video on building of Hoover Dam? And then I find out that once you get there, you actually see another video about building Hoover Dam, which just made what I just went through just made no sense. Okay. Then on the way back, he's talking about the concrete in the dam. We're on the way back to Vegas, and he's still talking about the concrete in the dam. Meanwhile, there's a lot of stuff that we passed that I'm like, I want to know about that. How did all that happen? Didn't say anything. I was just there to absorb it all in. So they assigned me my very first Hoover Dam tour. They hand me the script and they hand me the DVD. Okay, get on the bus, talk to my bus driver, coach driver. And on the way out, I just put all of that in my bag and I talked about what I wanted to talk about. The history of Vegas, Boulder City, Hoover Dam. What brought people out? Why, all of that stuff. What is it that we were looking at? We get to Hoover Dam. I do what I'm supposed to do there, turn everyone loose, get back on the bus to just kind of relax. And my bus driver's like, what the hell was that? So Hoover Dam tour. He goes, I didn't know any of that. Okay, cool. What? All right. Anyway, so that was my Hoover Dam tour. Well, after about 4 or 5 of these, my boss calls me in and she says, look, I've been told that you're not following the guidelines on how to do a Hoover Dam tour. I said, well, no, because they make no sense to me. She goes, so I'm going to ride with you. I'm going to take your Hoover Dam tour. Now, doing that, I don't want you to change anything on it. Okay, I don't see any, I didn't understand why I would, just because the boss is riding with me. Oh, I do my Hoover Dam tour. We get back to the office. She looks at me and she goes, can you write that whole thing out, that whole script out, and then I'll pass it to all of the other tour guides and they can use that. And I just went, no, that's mine. That's my tour. They should have their own tour. And she goes, wow, that was so cool. That was amazing. I like it. So then I was trained on the West Rim tour, the Grand Canyon West Rim. Well, this one was kind of a funny one because the guy's name was George. He was doing the West Rim tour, and he was the one who taught me how to do the West Rim tour. Well, the boss wanted to see how I do the West Rim tour, so we do the Grand Canyon West Rim tour. And it was really funny because we're out at the West Rim, and she looks at me and goes, who taught you to do the West Rim tour? And I said, George. She goes, that makes sense. And I said, why? And she says, well, on our way out, you made 2 stops besides Hoover Dam. So yeah, because we stopped at Hoover Dam for a quick photo stop. All right. And then we made 2 other stops. She goes, we make 1 stop. What was the other stop for? She goes, that's George's cigarette break. When George needed to have his nicotine fix, he would pull the bus over, get everyone out, and he could talk about whatever it is he was looking at, and did a wonderful job. But it was his smoke break. I went, cool. All right. Well, now I know. All right. But he did his tour his way. All right. So we're doing these tours, and I was doing a Hoover Dam tour. And it was really funny because, we go in, we drop everyone off, and then the bus parks, and the coach driver and I are sitting there, and we're just reading the newspaper, BSing. Well, one of the other coach drivers walks over, and he's at the bottom of the stairs on the bus there, and he looks up and he goes, "You got Mark." My bus driver said, "Yes, I do." I said, "Okay. what does that supposed to mean? You got Mark. And he goes, well, here's the thing. In the morning, your office faxes over all of the trip sheets. And we get to see who are the tour guides to, the Grand Canyon, West Rim, Death Valley, blah, 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 all right? And whenever your name comes up, everybody fights for it. I said, fights for it or fights to not have it? I said, no. We all want you as our tour guide. Really? Why is that? He goes, well, because we make more money with you. People like the stories you tell. They like, they just like you as a tour guide. You just have so much information for them, and it seems like you talk to them. And so the tips are higher when we have you as a tour guide. So we all want to drive for you because we make more money. This isn't that difficult of a job. It's not rocket science. How, I just never understood that. But anyway, that encouraged me. All right. Circumstances found me in San Jose, California for about a 6-month period. And I learned at that point that there was a tour guide or a tour manager school up in San Francisco. It was a 4-week course, and you could become a certified international tour director. So I made the arrangements and I took it. And that got me on to being able to do what I followed up with. After that, I've done tours up to the Canadian Rockies, came all the way down the West Coast. I've done tours down to Copper Canyon, Mexico. My specialty, if you want to say that, is the Southwest. California, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada. If you want to hyper-focus, it's day trips out of Vegas is what I'm primarily doing now, okay? I can do the entire West Coast. I prefer the Southwest. I love the Grand Canyon. I love Yellowstone. I love Yosemite, okay? All of these parks, all of these national parks, state parks. Utah has a ton of them. I love going up there. Here in Vegas, of course, we have Death Valley, Zion, Bryce Canyon, Valley of Fire, Grand Canyon South, Grand Canyon West. I can even do North Rim. If you have the vehicle, I can do the North Rim, and I love it. This is not a job for me, and I will explain what I'm about to say here on another video, but this is a passion. This has turned into being not just something I like to do and cannot believe that I get paid for it. I love what I do. I have a passion for it. I love to help people discover new things to see, do, and experience while visiting Las Vegas, while visiting the southwestern desert areas, the whole West Coast, folks. There's just so much to do here, to see here, and to experience here. I always love it when someone goes, well, I've been to Vegas 1,000 times. There's nothing new here. I'm just like, really? Take a look at my website, the Vegas Tourist, and tell me you've seen it all. I've lived here 20 years and I haven't seen it all right? So that's how I went from being a chauffeur on the strip to being a internationally certified tour director. If you have a question about Las Vegas, traveling to the Southwest, things to see, do, or experience out here, anywhere out here, drop me a line, mark@thevegastourist.com, or leave them in the comments down below, all right? Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will talk to you all next time.